Guys, welcome back. We are doing a Lightroom edit here of a model shoot that I did in Midtown, Reno, and I'm going to make a 3 to 5 minute edit on this so you guys can kind of see how I edit and what I do using Lightroom alone. So we're going to get this started, and if you guys have any questions, comment below. While you're here, give me a subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and I'm going to keep these videos coming for you guys, and we're just going to play a little bit. The info for this bad boy is right up here at the top, and I shot it at 1/500th of a second, f2.0, ISO 100, Canon 5D Mark IV with a 50mm Sigma. So that's what we got going on here, and we're going to start with, we're actually going to play with Maston Labs presets here. So I'm actually going to start with the neutral. This thing is cool, you can kind of play with it, and we're just going to do all of these little setups first that we need. Hard. We're going to highlight hard as well, and then we're going to go make sure we have no grain. Some of these presets have grain on it, so I'm going to take away the grain here, and that's going to be our base edit for this bad boy. So from there, I'm just going to play with the exposure. I'm actually going to bring it down a little more than I normally would, and I'm just going to cool this down using this palette right here. So this is super cool, and we're just going to raise it here a little bit. I want this to be very, very warm. She's actually sitting directly in the sun, and I want that orangey sun look on her, and that's my goal for this that we got going on. So we're at a minute now. All right, so from right here, I'm just gonna add a little vignetting, just to kind of the outside to bring her in here to pop it just a little bit, and then once we get kind of our base done, there we go. I'm going to up the clarity on this. So I always start from the, just this whole thing go down. So I'm going to actually just up the clarity. And I want her to pop out just a little bit. I love clarity. I love sharpness. I love contrast. And that's ultimately where we're going with this. So that looks awesome so far. And everything is always to taste, guys. I love using this palette system over here on my left hand because I get to move everything to taste rather than looking at numbers. What did I just do? What did I just push? I don't even see what I did. Undo vibrance. Oh, I moved vibrance? No. Yeah, undo that. Alright, so we're going to go into here, and we're going to start with the skin first. So we're going to go into skin smoothing, and we're going to keep this kind of big here, and we're just going to kind of use skin smoothing. And what skin smoothing actually does is it reduces clarity. So when it reduces clarity on the skin, it actually kind of naturally smooths everything out. This is the quickest way to kind of do this. You want to stay away from the eyes, the lips, any crevices that you really don't want to blend together. And I'm using the Wacom tablet here. It's a medium tablet that fits on my desk. And we're just kind of painting and drawing here. And since I have this thing recording at the same time, it's actually slowing down my Lightroom. So you'll kind of see me stop when I shouldn't be stopping. And the Wacom tablet's awesome, so we're just kind of painting. We're painting all this little stuff. And we're frozen. Okay, cool. Sorry, guys. So it's going to take a little bit more than 5 minutes. So we can kind of see where we're painting. It didn't even touch this. That's annoying. You can just kind of jump onto this to see the overlay of what happened. What? Sorry, it's just recording at the same time, so I think it's kind of slowing me down. There we go. And as you can tell, like, I'm not hitting every spot. I'm doing this to my eye. I have a 27-inch iMac, so I'm kind of looking. You don't have to hit every spot. And then what we're going to do is actually reduce the clarity here just a little bit more on that. So I still want some good skin tone. I don't want it to look super soft. That -70 is kind of what it starts with. Now I'm going to go back and hit the word new here. New. So it changes, so it gives me a new brush. And what we're going to do now is we're just going to zoom in. So we can either hit Z or we can zoom up here to the 1 to 2. I like the 1 to 2. And we're going to bring this and find. So what I want to do now is just kind of use a medium-sized brush here. And I want to just kind of go in and just kind of clean up right around here, just under the eyes, these little dark spots, part of the nose here. I didn't realize how slow I am when I'm actually talking. So we're going to kind of just play with all this, just these little crevices, little details right here. Cool. So that looks good to me. The body, I actually don't do too much skin smoothing just because it's body and I don't. No big reason to have. All right, so we're gonna go and get a new brush now. And now, actually, before we do that, I still want to play with the skin a little bit. So I'm actually gonna go and we're gonna remove any acne, weird stuff going on. So we're gonna hit this little thing here, and we actually have it on the clone. And opacity about 72, and that's what I always play with the most. My brush size doesn't matter because I am just adjusting. I always want a little bigger than the area. And we're just gonna go in here and we're just gonna kinda let Lightroom do what it's gonna do, right? So we have it as clone, so it's gonna pick the nearest spot or what it feels like matches the color tone or the texture of the area that you're working on. So we're just kind of playing here, watching the whole time, making sure nothing's weird. We're just gonna kind of get here. The tricky part is seeing which one's her freckles and what's not a freckle. We're gonna zoom in just a little bit more here and just clean up just a little bit here, guys. Beautiful. Love that. Love, love, love. Cool. We're gonna hit our enter. That's awesome. You can always hit this forward slash button, backslash button. I'm not sure which one it is, forward or back. And it'll actually take you back to what you started with opposed to what you have. Get me out of there. So we have our before, our after. Super subtle, right? Before, after, before, after. Super subtle, and that's what I want. Remember, this is not a headshot that's right into her face, so I'm not too worried about it. I still want it to be neat and clean, though. I want it to look good. Now what we're going to do is we're going to play with a little bit of dodging and burning. So we're going to go into our new, and then we're going to go down to here, and then I have a couple extra presets that I have here. So we're actually going to start with our burn. And we're going to start with the lowest possible change in our burn right now. And burn actually will darken part of an image that you draw on. So we're just going to kind of do our eyebrows here. Stuff that I feel is naturally dark and I want to add a little bit more contrast to. So we're doing the edge of the eyes. Right here, eyebrows. And then I want to follow the natural kind of contour of what's going on. So this is, see how this is darker already? We're just gonna make it a little darker here without it looking too crazy, right? That looks awesome. So from there, we're actually gonna do part of the hair here. I just wanna make this a little bit darker. Just on the dark parts of the hair. We have some cool shadowing right here, so we're just gonna kinda add a little bit to it. And it's kind of weird because as you're like doing it, it just looks different to you because you're seeing what's going on. But once you actually see the final, you don't even realize what you're doing anymore. So we're just gonna add a little bit of stuff to the natural darkness that's happening already, right? Makes it look a little cool. So this is the before, this is the after so far. Before, after. And then what we're going to do is the areas that I want to highlight, I'm going to go and dodge it. That says dodge shadows for sure. All right, well, I guess my 3 to 5 minute video thing's not working here. So what we're going to do now is we're actually going to go back in and we're going to focus with the eyes first. And I'm just going to add a little bit of light to these eyes right here, just to the color of the eye. And then if you guys see right here, I'm not pushing anything yet, but see how it's like lighter? Actually, I want to do the whites of the eyes here real quick. We're just going to add a little bit of highlighting to this spot right here. Right there. We're going to bring this down the nose here, this natural highlight of the nose. And then maybe some right here. We can kind of see this natural highlight that's happening right here. And as you can see, the photo's starting to come to life a little bit on the lips. Maybe on the top of the lip right here. Oh, I love that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to open this up again and we're going to go into the hair. Just kind of add a little bit of light into that hair to kind of pull that out just a little bit here, right? and then we're just following the natural highlights that are happening. So I have this dodge. If you just, what you can do if you don't have this dodge thing, you just go into exposure and up your exposure. This is at 50, so 0.50. And we're just kind of drawing here. So her face looks a little too much for me right here. So now we're starting to blend just a little bit, just kind of adding this little blend here. The lips look super cool when that's done. So what we're going to do is actually bring this down, maybe 1. So I'm going to go to, I'm just going to click on that thing. And then we're just going to go down. You'll see it go down here to 40, to 30. So this is what it looks like when you do a little too much. And let's have a moment of silence for my Lightroom because I'm about to kill it. So if we watch her face here, see that's how it's 90. So we're going to bring this down to 40, and I think 40 is good for me. 0.40. One more. Cool. That feels awesome to me. So I'm going to hit my enter here. And what's going to happen is we're going to get this away. So we take away all those, and we're going to kind of see what we got here. So we're almost done with this image, guys. So this is our before. This is our after. Before. After. And the only other thing I want to kind of focus on is I want to go back to the eyes. As I'm staring at this now, I want the eyes to pop just a little bit more. And I want it just a little, let's say a little fakey fake. Just a little bit more. Oh, sorry guys, this is going to be a straight video here. There's no editing involved in this. It's frustrating because Lightroom is known for being very, very slow. They've actually admitted it, and they're actually going to I don't want to say redo it, but all right, so I'm not going to play anymore here. So we're just going to go in, we're going to hit new, we're going to go into dodge again, and we're just going to dodge the eyes just a little bit more. We're going to bump in here. And we're just going to color a little bit more right there, actually here. Very cool. Very cool. Let's zoom out to make sure that that looks awesome to us. Hit our enter key a couple times. Make that go away. I love that. I'm just going to brighten this whole thing up. Actually, no, we're going to bring it back down. I love that. And that's my final edit, guys. Let's add a little, see if we can vignette it just a little bit here, just to bring it kind of into the center. And that is a shot. Let me know what you guys think. Super easy edit. Took 10 minutes. If I'm not talking, I could probably do this in like 3 minutes really, really quickly. And also, it was slowing down because of that. So thank you guys for checking this out. Let me know what you think. I will talk to you guys later.